Hello everyone, it's your girl Miss Angie, and we are back with another Let's Talk Tuesday. And as you see by the title, we are talking about being a working parent and trying to raise kids. Being a working parent and trying to raise kids. So let's get into it. I seen this come across on Instagram and I was like, this is very appropriate for this topic. And I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a while. So let's get into it. So it says, just curious, how are moms supposed to work a 9 to 5, drop kids off at school by 8, pick them up by 3 p.m., stay on top of school activities, meal prep, cook dinner, clean the house, do laundry, think of something fun for the weekend, climb the corporate ladder, save sick days for when the kids are sick, be a good friend, daughter, partner, and somehow squeeze in self-care, all while drinking cold coffee and surviving on 4 hours of sleep, asking for a mom who hasn't folded laundry in 3 weeks. Okay? When I saw this, I said, this is all true. And a lot of times, as moms, maybe more than dads, a lot of times moms constantly have all these different things on our minds, or it could just be me. But I know every day is always different things. What am I going to cook for dinner? What am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? Blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I thought that was really good. I don't really drink coffee, so the coffee part isn't for me. But surviving off of sleep is definitely one of them. Because your girl be sitting there like, I ain't had no sleep. I ain't getting no rest. And my husband, he recently was like, you know what? You're going to get some sleep. You're going to rest. And I did well needed. I did definitely need it. But at the end of the day, it's like your mind is always going. As a parent, your mind is always going. So getting into this topic, which is not going to be long, I ended up seeing on the news, it was a lady, and this is just pertaining to the topic. It was a lady who worked at a bank. She was dedicated to her job, been there for 30 years. She always came in on time. She never had anything on her record. She was working at a bank. She never had anything on her record as far as attendance issues, as far as taking time off, all of that. She was a good worker. And like she said, there was nothing on her record. So her job knew of this. So her daughter had cancer. Her daughter had cancer, and she ended up using the vacation time that she had, and she was running out of vacation time, so she decided to try to apply for the FMLA. She said in doing so, in this whole process, I don't know if she had already had FMLA or this was a process of her applying for FMLA, but in the course of that, she gets fired, okay? They cut her job. She gets fired. Now, the crazy part and the sad part of it all is that this is all while her daughter is battling cancer. So you lose your job, and the next day that she loses her job, her daughter passes away from cancer. Her daughter passes away from cancer. The lady is currently suing the bank because, like she said, there was no issues with her record. She was trying to find out why she was being let go from her job after 30 years of good service, coming in on time, doing everything she needed to do on her job. She is currently suing. So the statement that the bank put out was pretty much, FMLA was not the reason why we let her go. And they left it as that. So, of course, now the courts have to go back and forth. I hope this lady wins this case, because the sadness of it all is you lose your job, a job that you were there for 30 years. And then right after they fire you, you lose your child to cancer, which this job is very well aware of why she was taking off from work, why she had to take so many days, because her daughter needed the help. Now, I say all of this to say, which I've talked about in a past video way back, talking about this issue between the job, your family, and everything else in between, right? That story really hit me because back when my daughter had the flu a few years back, this was the first time my daughter ever caught the flu. Her fever was going up to 104, 103. It was fluctuating up and down, up and down. And for me, that was scary. Of course, I got to take off from work. It's me and my daughter. You know, I had to take off from work and be with her that whole week. And I ended up catching the flu. I was letting my union steward know what was going on. I even got the proper paperwork, even though they don't take paperwork. Now, keep that in mind. My job does not take paperwork when you're sick. So keep that in mind. But I got it anyway so that they knew I wasn't lying, so that they knew I was telling them the truth. I let my union steward know just so that I had everything covered. I get back to work. I get called down to the office. And they basically like, you on your last leg, you about to lose your job. Excuse me? Excuse me? Anyways, to keep the story short and sweet, I'm still there. But the stress of it all, the anxiety of it all was running me through the roof. I had to get certain stuff in place for me to keep my job. But, and don't get me wrong, I understand that in certain situations, people abuse different benefits and things that they have at their job. I get that. But with that case of the lady who's there for 30 years, see, they don't look at the people that come to work on time, show up and do their job, do this, do that. It's like the people that really show up and show out, what happens? You know, it's almost like you go unseen. But it seemed like the people that do mess up, they get chance after chance after chance after chance, you know, and it's just crazy. But that's a different story for a different day. Anyways, I say all that to say that navigating working a job, being a parent, being a spouse, understanding your self-care, it's all a balance. I'm still learning it. I'm still learning it. But it's a topic that has to be talked about because as you try to navigate all these things, I should not have to lose my job because I'm trying to be a parent and take care of my child. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I should not have anxiety because I have to take off to take care of my kids. I should not have to hear when you come back from being off work that here you go, you ain't coming to work. I let off rip. If I'm not at work, it's because my children. It's because I have a doctor's appointment. It's because, and you shouldn't even have to explain yourself. But I'm passionate about this topic because jobs and being a parent and all the things with that in life, you have deaths that happen in families. You have accidents that happen, car accidents. You may not have a car. Jobs are not looking at that. They're looking at the fact of, are you here? Are you doing the job? We're going to find somebody to replace you. They don't care. And it's sad because I understand, like I said, don't get me wrong. I understand that people abuse situations, but I'm a good worker. I come to work. I do the job you asked me to do. But of course, it's a bigger scheme of things. At the end of the day, I'm just a number. I'm just a number. And the people that notice that you work hard, they can't do anything about it because they're not up on higher management levels 9 times out of 10. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I wanted to vent about that because, like I said, I hope that woman wins that case because her daughter had cancer. Do you think her job cared? No. She worked 30 years at a job where she came in, nothing on her record, and they let her go. And we know the real reason why. We know the real reason why is because the time that she took off. Even though all that time was validated with vacation and FMLA. And, you know, like I said, for me, I thank God that I was able to keep my job. But it just goes to say that there's so much that there's so much that you have to navigate as a parent. And yeah, at the end of the day, people can say, oh, you the one who chose to have kids. I did. I chose to have my kids, and I would not change that. But my thing is that, can we get a little help, a little grace? You know, because 9 times out of 10, when the kid comes home from school, being around all them kids, where your kid is there included, and comes home, and now you get sick, and now you have to dread the fact that you got to call off from work or have to put the kids with other grandparents and they end up getting sick. It's like there's no care for that. There's no care. There's no grace. There's sick days. And if that, you get at least 2 of those. Like 2 sick days out of a year. And I'm just going off of the grand scheme of how there's different jobs. Some jobs don't even offer sick pay. Let's really get into that. But anyways, that is Let's Talk Tuesday. Talking about navigating being a parent and also trying to work this 9-to-5 job and everything in between. Like, how do you get sleep? Making sure you wash clothes. Making sure you got the groceries. Making sure that the kids get to the dentist. Making sure that the kids get to the wellness appointments. I can go on, but I won't, because you guys already know. If you're a parent, you already know. And if you're not a parent, be prepared. That's all I got to say. But being a parent is very exciting, and I don't want nobody to be deterred from that. But I feel like when it comes to having a job, I truly feel that there should be some form of grace, because we all have kids. We all have families. And I'm not saying that it has to be this big bulk of time, but please understand that there are things that happen in life. And I feel like jobs need to have some grace so that we don't have deep anxiety and depression and stressing over losing our job, especially if we're a good worker. Help me make that make sense. So anyways, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe to your girl's channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.